Jai Guruji Maharaj, Shukrana Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. Beautiful satsang and Shukrana every moment to Guruji. This is such a blessing. Thank you for to everyone. Um, I, of course, it's been a while that Guruji has been telling me, when you share satsang, just talk about the satsang and not, don't go about preaching who I am, because he's, who can really, this limited mind cannot at all describe who Guruji is. And of course, this is all my own experience. So I'll just a little bit say about how Guruji Maharaj initiated me, for those who don't know. But I think by now, his grace has been shared with a lot of people. So I got a calling to go to Iran on July of 2003. And of course, my mom wouldn't let me. I was very young then. And there was a lot of arrests happening in Iran. So the body is born in Iran, in an Islamic country. I'm born in a Muslim family, never religious, always spiritual, shukrana to Guruji. And I had this strong urge to go to Iran. And, again, arrests happening in Iran back then, even for a piece of hair that was out from your scarf, and just nonsense, silly things. No freedom for women. This voice on the third or fourth try told me, tell her if grandma passes away and you don't see her, you'll never forgive your mom. And I literally said that. And my mom, of course, accepted. A week later, I was on a flight. And when I came to Iran, the first night that I slept in my grandmother's house, which was, I believe, 2 weeks after my arrival, mid-July month, I think, something woke me up about 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, early morning hours. And the moment I sat up, I saw a bald-headed man standing right to the right of me, sort of hiding behind. I didn't see his whole body, but I saw just the upper part, the face definitely, and I saw both hands, 2 hands coming out like that, and I saw a third eye, a big vertical third eye. And that's what caught my attention, and that's what frightened me the most. I was just like, I couldn't believe what I had seen. I just covered myself, kept praying, saying this mantra. And the moment my grandma woke up for a morning namaz, morning prayer, I ran to her and I was howling in cold sweat and shivering, really. And she said, calm down. He's always around me. He's always with me. He's always here, basically. And so, of course, today I know who that divine being was. That was Guruji Maharaj, because, of course, he sent me to Iran because he knew my grandma was like a mother to me. Literally, she's the reason. My mom was very young when she had me, so I moved in with my grandma, and I refer to her as my mom, literally. My grandma left her body, passed away 3 months after, in October 23rd. And so if it wasn't for Guruji Maharaj, I would have never been, I've never seen my grandma. Guruji Maharaj has always been there. I think we know that as Sangat. We don't even know where we are on his level, but he's always been there. And when I look back, he connects the dots always. And that's what he will do for the rest of our lives. Nothing goes per our planning. And like Linda Aunty, I met her a couple of days ago, or a week ago in a satsang, or 2 Mondays ago, forgive me, Guruji. And it doesn't matter. When I met her, she said Guruji Maharaj had told her one thing, that, nothing in your life, when the Guru comes, nothing in your life is of your choice. So it's such a relief to know that. And it takes, this burden, this heavy lift off of you. And so I was bedridden from 2012 to 2018. But for a total of 3 years within those years, I was going through majority of ailments that exist out there, from blood issues that they thought it was leukemia to just a lot of diseases in the body. And I'm not going to go into it, but it wasn't until one day that I literally surrendered to my ailment. I just said, okay, if this is there was no more fight anymore. I just said, okay, if this is it, if this is my job was gone, my mental state was gone, I have finances were gone. I lost my house. I had moved in back with my parents. I lost my car. Everything that I held on for a bit of happiness, he took away. And it was then that I surrendered completely, and I said, you've taken away everything. Why don't you take me? You know, and whatever, if this is life, yeah, but what's the point, you know? And a few minutes later, I had, as if, you know, and Guruji Maharaj can do anything, anything. He took my body and he put me back as if I went back to another dimension. But back then it was 15 years back to 2003. And he sat me in my grandmother's house. At that moment, I went back there and all I could see was him. And I heard a voice say, pray to me. So I said, you know, whoever you, and the next thing that he gives you the thought, which you think it's you, but who's the creator of thought? So he spoke through me. And what I said next was, you're the only supernatural being I've seen. You help me. And life moved on. And, you know, again, not going to go into detail, but one day, in a mystical way, I am sent to this church, and on the way back, my feet get locked in front of this bookstore in downtown Toronto. And all of a sudden, the voice again said, go to the bookstore. And when I went inside the bookstore, I literally was there for an hour. And when I was ready to leave, I just sent a prayer. And I said, God, you know in what state of finances I am. Even a book is a burden for me right now to buy, because, you know, I'm bedridden and I can't work. So whatever savings I have, I got to be very cautious. So I sent the prayer and I said, please, whatever book that you want me to read, have that come out with me. And at that moment, I don't want to say at that same moment, I don't even remember, but what happened next was I heard a voice, because 2 years prior to that, when I was bedridden, I had seen a white light come inside my room. And literally, the voice said, remember the white light that you saw 2 years ago? Pick up the book right in front of you. And at that moment, the divine light, the light matched, like he connects, you know? He connected the light to that light, and the vision of the white light from 2 years back came. And Guruji Maharaj's The Divine Light book was sitting on that shelf. Now, I was there for an hour, and it was a small shelf. And I don't even know, but I know today that it's Sachkhand. He manifested it, because the moment I sent that prayer, I saw it. I heard that voice. And from that moment, I learned that no matter what I do, even if I'm buying a pen, I mean, I really do. But of course, I'm human and I forget it sometimes. But majority of the times, he blesses me with remembering and having that wisdom that no matter what I do, I call upon his name. Just a simple prayer, just purity of the thought, you know, please, you choose for me is enough. And he will choose, he will do. And this book came out with me. That was on 1st of July, Canada Day. Never opened it. And of course, I have a dream, 5th of July, 2018, that I'm in a satsang. Now, I had no idea what satsang was. All I saw a gatti, a chair in front of me, very simple decoration around it. And I even looked down and I saw where I was sitting. And, and it was so organized, because I look back and I said, wow, how organized. It was rows of 3. And I was sitting right in front of his divine Gati, but no one was sitting there. Then they told us to get up in my dream, and we stood up as if, the door opened on the left, and as if, I knew, as if my soul knew that we're expecting someone. And at that moment, the door opened, and there was like these bodyguards that came out on the corner, and they were waiting for someone to come from the middle. And all I saw was a divine light. I didn't see any figure. I didn't see a human being. But I realized today that Guruji Maharaj showed me his true darshan, because he's energy. He's the divine energy. And I saw a ball of energy, uh, this big, I would say, and just came and it came and it came right inside my stomach in my dream, and I fell. I've never fainted in physical life, but I experienced feeling dizzy in my dream. Fell. The moment I woke up, still in dream state, I saw Guruji Maharaj sleeping right beside me in my dream. So as always, I went to my notebook and I wrote, what was that vivid dream? Who's this bald-headed man beside me? Now, he knows when the timing is for the connecting the dots, because I had totally forgotten about the bald-headed man in my grandmother's house, just having prayed to him, some days before that. He chooses even that. And so then, I wrote it in my notebook, went by 2 days later. The moment I wake up from an hour of sleep that I would blissfully get, because I had such severe insomnia that I remember when I woke up. I'm just talking a little bit about just a bit of the severity. I lost all my hair. There was no life in me. I tried to leave life a couple of times. Sorry if there are children there. So anyway, 2 days after I get this, the moment I get up, I used to beg God, when I would wake up and be like, please let me go back to bed, if I can just get rest, because I'd be out of this world, and I couldn't feel my pain. That's why I wanted to sleep so much, but he didn't let me sleep. And, anyway, so I wake up, I hear a voice that says, pick up the book, go read the book. And the moment I come downstairs, I open the book, as if a hand just came out from the book and grabbed 80% of my severe case of, I can't call them migraines, because I know migraines aren't that painful. As if I had acid thrown in my scalp. That was the pain I had in my crown. And my head, I would bang it on the wall every day from the pain. I would get injected from needles, of these huge needles on the back of my neck. None of it would do. 6 years in and out, going to 3 different countries, Iran and Germany, for treatment. Nothing worked. Best of the best doctors. And here he was, his magical hand coming out from the book, and 80%, 70% of my pain vanished right there, July 7th, 2018. And something happened within me. What just happened? Why is my pain gone? What's happening? Something was happening and I couldn't understand it. Then the next line I read is Guruji's Lord Shiva. He tells me, go and Google Lord Shiva. I Google Lord Shiva, the third eye connects. That's the moment my life changed. When I saw the third eye, everything changed. And at that moment, I was just like, who is Guruji? Who is Guruji Maharaj? And whatever I asked, he would answer. Why did I go through such suffering? He would answer. Why such suffering? Like he has to squeeze you like a lemon before, to accept you as his disciple. Got it. So everything he would answer. And I finally said, look, Guruji, I need something special from you. And I had no idea I'm having one-on-one with God. The thoughts were coming and he was answering. He was planting the thought, the question, and he would answer. who are we? He's the cause of all causes, as the Shiv Puran says, Lord Shiva. And so the answer came. I said, I need something special because I've lost faith in not only all of humanity, but in myself, because I was trying to exit life. That was my whole plan. That was my only plan. And then the book, the next line, the paragraph I read was, Guruji's special day is July 7th, his birthday. And he said, look, I had to come to you on this day. And he gave me birth. And I really believe our true birthday, like the Shiv Puran says, is when the Guru accepts you, is the day that Guruji Maharaj accepts you and initiates you. So my birthday is not January 8th, it's July 7th. That's when he gives life. I'll go to a few other satsangs, but I want to say one thing. The first satsang I went to was July 13th. So I read the book like there was no tomorrow. I read it, closed it, opened it. Now I didn't want to sleep. I just wanted to read and read and read about Guruji and read about Guruji. And the book became my Bible. And every second and every moment, he was there. And July 13, I walk into a satsang. I get there late. It's an hour away from my house. Get to a satsang. I got there late. I didn't bow. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I just went. The moment I went, I saw people sitting on the floor. They were looking at me, some of them. I just sat, just did whatever. I was like, okay, let's sit. The satsang sharing time comes. I didn't do RT. I didn't do anything. I didn't know what I'm supposed to do. So I finally, Guruji says, get up and share your satsang. I said, Guruji, no. It's my first day. I'm not getting up. Son, get up and share your satsang. No, Guruji. You see, there's a deep teaching behind this that we'll get to. Share your satsang. Said, no, Guruji. I cannot. It's my first day. My logic was still there. The ifs and buts was so there. What people are going to think. What is it? I don't know anything. Not knowing that he knows everything. And when we have him, we know everything. So I said to Guruji, Guruji, if you want me to get up, please tell me this is you're telling me and not me, because this isn't something I would do. Get up on the first day that I go to satsang late, not bowing, because I saw people coming after me and they were bowing. So anyway, then a girl comes out at that moment with a t-shirt from the kitchen with the arrow pointing up and says rise on it. For me, Guruji said, look, that's your sign, get up. If you remember, I still had a little bit of headache, a little bit of the migraine. At this stage, I had migraines. Like the severity of that pain had vanished, but I still had a little bit of pain in my head. I had it. And how could 6 years of suffering suddenly, the fear was still in me. He, of course, was healing me, but it took time. But I got up and shared my satsang. And I said, Guruji, you speak through me. And all of a sudden, the moment I said Guruji's name behind the microphone, all of my pain vanished. All of it. I had no more. And he taught me an important lesson. That it's not just langar. It's not just Shabads you hear. It's not just, it's not just coming to Baramandir or sitting with me. It's also the sharing that has healing for you and healing for others. And we know that. It has blessings for you. And I always, wondered what the blessing was. But truly, I understand now that you could be going through something in body. And that's his way. If he's indicating for you to share it, because that's his way of taking away that ailment in that form. And I've never experienced pain since then. Gone. And, his ways are so amazing. He is so amazing. October 23rd this year, it was my grandmother's leaving her body celebration. And we of course we didn't celebrate it, but we felt like we should have a satsang. Now we held the satsang in another place in Toronto, and on the way I was telling my mom that, because Guruji Maharaj would manifest so much in front of my grandma, so many times in front of my grandma, that she spoke up to my mom and to my eldest. So I have 6 aunts, and so my mom, the young one, and the eldest one, and they're the most spiritual, I would say. That's why I confided in them and felt free to say such a thing, because the rest of them, I think, would have been like, are you kidding me? Their logic would have kicked in. When my grandma told my mom and my aunt about this being, the third eye, manifesting in front of her, very much so, she said that one day I went into prayer and I said, God, I want to talk to this being that comes around me. I want to talk to him and see, what is it that, why are you manifesting so much around me? Is there something I can do for you? Or why is it? Because she wasn't hearing that from any other person or her religious or spiritual friends. And finally, the next time that Guruji Maharaj manifests in front of my grandma speaks up and says, why are you manifesting in front of me? And he said, we are here to protect you. So definitely Guruji Maharaj is here to protect us, no matter what's happening in our lives, good or bad. That's his protection. Even the bad is his protection. There's a reason for it. If you're being squeezed like a lemon, you're so blessed, because he himself, in the divine book, Divine Light, to Anita Kumar, he has said, I love those greatly if they're being squeezed like a lemon. So how he changes our perception. And I have to say, it's so easy to say. Even I am in challenge with it when something squeezing time comes. In fact, I went through it today. And but you realize that with Guruji, when the master comes, he has a master plan for everything. So 23rd of October, we're going to Satsang. This Sangat family was so beautiful to offer their home and their temple, their Mandir of Guruji, to hold the Satsang that we were wishing to have for my grandma. Because finally, my mom, when she heard my Satsang, she was howling because she didn't really believe. In her own words, she didn't really understand my grandma. Not until it happened to me. And I said exactly the same figure. I explained the same figure. Because when she cried, I thought she's looking at me saying, I thought she's going, oh my God, my daughter is definitely, because I was in and out of mental institutions. And I literally, Guruji Maharaj came and my life went as we know. And I used to just say, I'm going to meditation and yoga. I didn't say who, where, what. That's it. I just said meditation. But when Guruji gave me Agya to tell my mom, she started howling because she said, Grandma used to tell me so much about Guruji and I never believed her. So his timing was here now. And we were driving anyway in October 23rd. And on the way, again, an hour drive to the temple, as we know, Guruji Maharaj says, the vibrations of that place I turn into Mandir. Again, I believe it's in the divine light or light of divinity, that whenever my satsang is happening, it doesn't matter where, what part of the world, the vibrations of that place becomes of the vibrations of Mandir. And of course, because he's sitting there every time. And October 23rd, I'm telling my mom, we're going to Mandir. We're going to Mandir, the vibrations of Mandir. And, Guruji is the light. Guruji is the light, Mom. I've seen the light. I've seen the energy. I've been blessed by him to get his darshan, his life darshan, and he is the light. I was telling my mom basically that when you meditate, don't go so much into visualizing Guruji. Just be unlimited, because he's unlimited. Because I'm sure a lot of Sangat, I myself, in meditation, we're like suffering, like, oh my God, I got to visualize Guruji and bring Guruji in my head. And it's like, sometimes I had challenges, and Guruji Maharaj came and said, look, don't limit me. I am the divine light. even if, let me give you the vision. Let me just be free of that. Just connect to me and my name, and that's it. And I'll bring the visualization, whatever you have to see. So I was telling my mom about the light specifically that I've seen come inside my window. And so the moment I say that, a car comes right in front of us, an Acura comes right in front of us, and the name of the car, the license plate was Gurnoor, Gurnoor. And I was blown away because I was like, Mom, just Guruji says, I gotta get translation, and it's in Google was heavenly light of the Guru. And how at the same moment when we're talking about Guruji and his light, him being light of the universe, he brings a car to just confirm his message. And there was lightning happening. There was no rain, but there was lightning happening on that day. And Guruji Maharaj made October 23rd in Toronto into a summer weather, only one day. That day that my grandma, so he blessed that day for my grandma because she was truly pure soul. She was only in Shukrana, no matter what happened. And I pray to Guruji Maharaj for all his Sangat, and including myself, to be in that state of no matter what happens, we be in Shukrana. It's so, as he said, it's not an easy path, but I know if he's chosen us, the more we connect to him, and his ways are unlimited, just being with him, he will guide. Another day, in my house, my boyfriend isn't initiated yet by Guruji Maharaj, but he came once or twice to Satsang, and he calls Guruji G, Mr. G. So at house, when he's happy, he says G, or when something happens, he's like, that's G, or G's light, or G is good, or things like that. So one day I sat with Guruji, I was like, Guruji, I'm so sorry, sorry if I don't want to disrespect my Guru, my God, please, I'm so sorry, but you know what we mean, when we say G, and he doesn't know to call you Guruji Maharaj, because I had heard that Guruji loves to be called Guruji Maharaj. And so 2 hours later, forgetting this meditation and conversation. See, the thing is, it's his teaching to go with him with everything and anything. Everything and anything. And I just went with such a silly thing like Guruji, and it's not silly. It's like, G, we call you Guruji Maharaj, we call you G. Is that okay? I go out 2 hours later, a car. Guruji connects to me with a lot of license plates. So a car comes right in front of me again, a white Honda, and on it says G for Guru, like G number 4 Guru. And that was his way of just saying, yes, it's okay. When you say G, you're referring to me, Shukrana. Another profound satsang is, I registered in this course. Now, when Guruji Maharaj came into my life, I had lost all my savings were pretty much gone. And I had used up a lot of it in those 3 years when I was bedridden on medical things and these expensive pills that never worked. And every time I went to take, Guruji Maharaj would be like, I would hear a voice, don't take it. Any pill for sleep, insomnia, he would stop me. I would take it once, but the next time I would have this inner guide of not taking it. Anyway, so when Guruji Maharaj came, I went into this program, a motivational speaker program. And, then all of a sudden they changed the program, and they added some things to it, and the course became $10,000. And I was like, I didn't know what to do. And of course, again, Guruji came and said, come to me. I could have gone to a lot of people who have taken those courses before. I could have gone to the reviews on Google. I could have gone to anything and anywhere that the humanity is used to and conditioned to right now. But I just went, and again, I apologize, Guruji, because it's all his wisdom given to me. None of it is mine. He's given me the wisdom that I go to him for everything. Do I make a mistake? Yes. Do I think it's a mistake? No. It's a practice for me to again get reminded that I shouldn't have gone to this person. Don't look at it as a mistake. It's a reminder for me to come back and connect to him even more profoundly now. But in that time, I had the wisdom to go to Guruji. So I went and I was like, Guruji, you know, it's a lot of money for me. I'm going to put it on my visa. So it's going to be a loan, $10,000. Guruji, what should I do? The deadline was 8 a.m. the next day. And the person told me, if you don't let me know by 7:59, the $10,000 is gone. I sit with Guruji. What do I do, Guruji? No answer. Waiting for WhatsApp, waiting for something, nothing. And again, another teaching there is in this is leave your ways of how he's going to respond, because that's when we're limit him. Again, limiting divinity in his ways. Oh, maybe it's supposed to come from this person. Oh, I connect to this person, so it's going to come to. Or maybe if I listen to this Sangat who met Guruji Maharaj in physical form, maybe my answer will come. Just leaving these and saying, I have enough faith that when you want to tell me the answer will come in your way. That's it. No ifs and buts. So then I slept. I have a dream. And Sangatji, when I describe this, I'm living it right now because it was so vivid. He takes me to the banquet hall where the event is supposed to be the next day. I've never been inside this banquet hall in my life, physical life. He actually takes me to a place where that event was going to be, where I was supposed to show up at 10 a.m. the next day, when the payment was supposed to go through at 8 and I was supposed to show up at 10 a.m., let's say, right? But the payment, I don't remember exactly what time I had to be there, 11, 10, I don't remember. But the 8 a.m. was my deadline. Takes me in my physical dream, takes my physical my body, takes it to that banquet hall. Exactly, they have all the forms that you have to sign for the program to commence and to basically give away your life and to sign, you know. And I saw the same people, the three main people that were in charge of registering, and I saw myself grabbing my bag, coming out the door, not signing anything, and running. Oh, like that was his way of telling me. And he woke me up sometime, I don't remember, I think 6:55, 7, enough time to send an email, make a call to say, I am not. Later, I found out what crooks, forgive me for judging, I didn't say a name, but they were doing such wrongdoings. So Guruji Maharaj saves us definitely from everything and anything. And how he gave me that dream darshan, you know, I was looking for my answer within my physical life. And he was telling me, come out of these, I can do anything, you know, so I don't even have to come in a dream and tell you. I can just show you the place and show you leaving, and that's your answer. Another satsang, and I think, what time did I start? I'll think 9. I'll leave it after this, whatever he guides. There's so many satsangs, Shukrana to Guruji. This he tells me to share. A lot of Sangat self-analyze. This is the reason why our Guru has chosen us, because we go within. If something happens in our lives, we go within. We self-analyze, we observe, we self-judge. I don't remember really placing any blame, or maybe it was my grandmother's wisdom that she took, but I don't remember in my life. Even if I did something wrong, or even a person did something wrong, I would apologize for it. I always had that wisdom that I don't want any negative feelings between me and another, even before Guruji Maharaj. And, you know, self-analyzing is good. A lot of Sangat are so hard on themselves. I see it with the Indian culture, and even, you know, even some Persian Sangat that I know that Guruji Maharaj had blessed me to, you know, be a medium. And of course there are no mediums, but, you know, just to use me as a vessel to get them to his fold. And we're so hard on ourselves. We do something wrong, we're extremely hard. We think our guru has has given up on us, and Guruji always teaches me, if you're aware of what you've done, that's the step, that's all the steps that you need to take, and I'll take care of the rest of it. Just be aware of what you've done. And of course, I seek forgiveness from any soul and anywhere, and of course from him. But there was a situation with the satsang that I have to share. Is I could not for the life of me forgive myself. I said something so harsh to someone, but I have my ifs and buts, of course. I was ill. I was not in my natural state. But I did it. Guruji Maharaj is my guru, and divinity has shown me the path of not criticizing, not blaming, but I reacted so bad, and I was not forgiving myself, and I sat in front of Guruji Maharaj for 3 days asking him for forgiveness. Corona happens, and I'm just like, oh my God, but all of a sudden a Sangat invites me to their satsang out of the blue. And this Sangat doesn't really have normal satsangs, let alone during Corona. So something was special about it. I felt. I go to the satsang. A Shabbat starts playing. I don't know this Shabbat. I do apologize, but whatever I need to know, he will say it. He's done it. He's either made it in English a word, or or it would be a Persian word like Pariwar or Padishah, or it would be a similar word or something like that. I'm just giving an example. Now, I had gone to Guruji for forgiveness, and I was like, please forgive me for what I did. And Guruji, I'm there. The Shabbat starts, and it's Sano Bakshte. Da 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 Sano Bakshte, Sano Bakshte. And okay, heard it. This Shabbat starts playing second time. That's when Guruji says, son, this is for you. Son o Bakshte, I've forgiven you. Son o Bakshte. So then I'm like, Guruji, I don't feel like I can forgive myself. And then Guruji says, what if I play it for the third time? Will you accept it? And truly, Guruji Maharaj played the same Shabbat 3 times in the satsang. And I was just howling and crying, and no coincidence that this other Sangat, who I don't even know who they are, on WhatsApp messaged me without her knowing at all what I'm going through, send me a code in Hindi, and then that below it she wrote, Guruji says, I am here to forgive. So he confirmed, as if the 3 Shabbats weren't enough. He blessed me for the final time. And that's what Guruji Maharaj does. When there's a doubt and you go to him, he will answer. He will answer. And I'll leave it with the last thing that I have experienced during the past couple months. Guruji Maharaj was so quiet for me over an incident that's been happening. And I'll be truthfully honest, I was so confused because I listened to a Shabad, and it says, be around the saintly people. And, I had this, I was like, Guruji, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, because I don't feel the vibrations of my house. I'm the only believer. And at times the vibrations aren't pure. The energy isn't, when people aren't worshiping God, the energy is different. We know it. And I was like, Guruji, I just need to know what I'm supposed to do. But there was no answer. There was no answer. And, then he was so silent, and it wasn't like Guruji, because it's like, Guruji, you always answer. And weeks passed by, months passed by, and I didn't get any answer. And the same situation in my house kept coming up. Criticisms and just making fun of the meditating at 3 a.m. Let's say if I did, it's all his call. Not to say that you're supposed to know. He will tell us, direct connection, Anyway, so I was like, Guruji, and all of a sudden one day sitting with him, his voice came, son, if the teacher is silent, maybe there's a test going. There's a test happening. And it's so true. when I look back in my life, during Corona, I've been tested over and over, from judging the dictators and the politicians, to the situations around the world, to leaders, to anybody and everybody, and especially family that you're around pretty much most of the time, where before you used to get out. So Guruji Maharaj told me that in meditation, right here, sitting in front of him. And I just heard that. If I'm silent, because I'm also your teacher, and the teacher is silent during a test. And I was like, oh my God, Guruji, I've definitely failed this test, because I've been reactive, and I've been criticizing, and I've been judging, and, and judging myself and everything. And the same day, couple of hours later, this Iranian girl from Vancouver, who's not a Sangat, again, his unlimited ways. So his messages and his responses can come, his confirmation can come from any way. This woman messages me and sends me a quote that says, when the teacher is silent, there's a test happening. So, Shukrana for that wisdom, because my test was really about realizing that in everyone's heart, Shiva resides. And just because the family or the people in my life aren't devotees yet, and they haven't been initiated, which I know based on my own experience, in a snap of a finger, he can initiate anyone. He can make the non-believer into a believer within a second. And here I was trying to give up and run away from my family life. And truly, there was times that I was like, what am I doing here? I want to go to India and just serve. And, and as he says, this is the battle. I don't want you to run away. I want you to be the people, the spiritual beings that you are inside this, and live the family life, because that's true spirituality, not leaving it and seeking bliss then, because it's you've missed the point, as Guruji Maharaj had said and says. So it was such a blessed moment for me, because not a coincidence that I opened the Shiv Puran, and Shiv Puran confirms the same thing, that, and said the same thing, that the water, specifically, it says, and it's on Guruji's website, the Shiv Puran that I read in English translation, it says, the water that exists in the vessels is still water. It's just the vessel is different, It's still the water. So Shiva resides in each light. And so you are dealing, and specifically saying that Shiva is every creature, is every being. We are all him. And we have been so programmed and conditioned to be away from that. And that's why I think I suffer at times. This is just my own experience. And reading the Shiv Puran is so important, at least from what I heard, a chapter a day Guruji Maharaj had prescribed. And it's such knowledge that gives, but of course it says nothing is more superior than meditation. Nothing. You can read all the books, you can hear me or thousands of Sangha talk about it, but nothing is more superior than meditation. So we have to sit in front of Guruji Maharaj, because he injects the wisdom. There is no other way. I know this, and I promise you it's true, because when I was bedridden, I had this knowledge come to me. I had no idea, but I was in meditation. I closed all my Facebook and Instagram. He actually guided me that stop sending your energy to things that don't matter. Or for me, I'm not telling you, if you're using it for the, if you're using it and are happy, please do. I'm not saying. For me, I was, before Guruji Maharaj, I was wasting energy, and everything is energy. So he took everything out. He made my body just shut. And I literally was an insomnia. So I was in a constant meditation, not knowing it. I was constantly talking to someone. Just literally, I was begging God most of the time. But meditation is the highest form. true knowledge can only be attained by sitting in front of Guruji Maharaj. So Shukrana Guruji. Thank you so much for speaking through me. It's all His grace. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. Thank you, Guruji Maharaj. And it just that we're so blessed. We're so blessed. Good or bad, it's His Leela. We just gotta say Shukrana. Jai Guruji Maharaj. Thank you so much in giving me this hour. Thank you. Jai Guruji.